Christians, my sister here asks a good question, one that has caused tremendous amounts of confusion amongst the body of Christ. The question is, what is the difference between the great white throne judgment and the mercy seat of Christ? There is no difference. They're one and the same. Paul, in two places, 2 Corinthians 5 verse 10 and Romans 14 verse 10, he refers to it as the judgment seat of Christ. And those are the only two verses that mention the judgment seat of Christ. And Paul says that all must appear before the judgment seat of Christ. All people. He doesn't distinguish between groups of people. He says all people will appear before the judgment seat of Christ. That means those who are saved and those who are not saved. But Paul uses the term judgment seat of Christ, the place of judgment. It is a place where people are judged. The great white throne judgment, on the other hand, is mentioned by John in Revelation. So Paul says judgment seat of Christ, and John says great white throne judgment. But let me read Revelation chapter 20, verse 11 down through verse 15. John says in this vision, he saw a great white throne, which is the judgment seat of Christ, where Christ judges. And he says, and he saw him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, notice this, I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God. This means everyone. And then it says, and the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. Verse 13, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged, every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. What is clear here is that all men, all of the dead, the sea gave up the dead, the grave and the tombs, the ocean, everything, wherever people were buried, they were raised up to life to be judged. And it says that all of them were at the great white throne. Just like Paul says, all of them were at the judgment seat of Christ. And the reason why is because they are both one and the same. This dispensational distinction is ridiculous. They are the same thing. In Revelation, it can be argued that the great white throne judgment is symbolic in terms of the use of the name. But what it means is, when it says great white throne, it is a throne of purity. Absolute purity. And the judgment will be absolutely pure, righteous, and holy. And yes, all people will be judged according to their works. The difference is Christians will be judged and vindicated because of the righteousness that they obtain through Christ. The unbeliever will have to stand before God in his own works and explain why or why not he deserves to be saved or condemned. And we know that all of those who stand in any righteousness that is not Christ alone, there is no salvation and there's nothing left but condemnation and to be cast into the lake of fire forever. Be provoked and be persuaded.